All right, Alex, it's one of my favorite topics. Sometimes influencers come in a moment, right place, right time, right moment, whatever, and sometimes they're a lifetime. My grandfather was a big influence to me early in my life when he told me the reason he got to know so many people is that he smiled at everybody, and that's how he got to know so many people. Can you share? I'm sure you had many, two or three people that have been influential in your life.
Sure. My late father was a huge influence. Again, he was an early computer science pioneer. He started a software company in the 1970s, then went public in the 1980s. And I sort of saw this incredible journey in front of me as a kid and excited me, particularly his love for what he did. So that was a real inspiration for me.
Plus, you didn't want to go into the dry cleaning business.
Oh, yeah, I think he just loved math, and then he loved what he did, and then he loved sharing what he did. And I think inspiration comes from seeing people who are just great at what they do. So I think that's certainly was a primary inspiration for me.
Anybody else?
Currently, truthfully, my business partner Maurizio, I feel very lucky to get to work with him every week. He's absolutely brilliant. He worked with Bill Gates for 10 years,
Yeah.
working on a group called the Global Good, which was a team of people focused on the 100 poorest countries in the world, and trying to help them through different stages of poverty and global health. He acted as a force multiplier for the Gates Foundation, and as a scientist, oversaw 600 scientists at the Gates ecosystem for this effort, and created over 400 products and 17 companies over the course of those 10 years. And so I guess I talk people into things. I don't quite know how it happens, but I somehow talked him into leaving with his top people and forming a VC firm with me called Adastral, and could not be more excited every day to walk into work and be collaborating with him. And again, hopefully adding some software tech and AI expertise to this incredible breadth of science and whatnot that he works on. He gave the keynote address at the Nobel Prize Summit a few summers ago. He was named a Cavaliere in the Italian government. It's like a knighthood, and he's a senior advisor of the World Health Organization. So, really interesting chapter to participate in this with him the last 4 or 5 years, building out a platform for investing in many of these sectors. And particularly as these sectors begin to coalesce with AI, I get very excited.
Yeah, no, you should. Anybody you've never met that's been an influence on you?
Um, yeah, I mean, Bach and Mozart, I would just say like they were so brilliant, and the idea that you could write an entire piece of music at that level of complexity in their heads and just transcribe them and invent an entirely new way of listening to things with incredible math underlying it and such like incredible inspiration as well. I think those both would be on my top five if you could have dinner with anyone list.
It's brilliant. One thing I find is positive or negative at the end of the day. And
I,
so,
I will
it's
say, I will
important.
say when I was, I must have been like 9 years old, 10 years old. I was at my YMCA basketball league and I waited in line for like an hour and a half to get an autograph from Larry Bird. And he was just the hero of Boston. It was sort of the position that Tom Brady very much has played over the last 20 years. But he was just sort of this incredible hero and influence
Yeah.
on all of us in the entire town and in an era before those really existed the way they do now. And I remember I still have it. He signed it with his left hand, not his right. He was a righty, but every once in a while would take left-handed jump shots. I remember my friend Len was asked to come up. He had this thing. The way he ended his talk was we're all sitting down, we're tiny little kids. And he said, "Do you want to see me hit a three-pointer?" And so he misses three three-pointers in a row, and we're all horrified. What happened? And he said, "I know what's wrong. I need someone to guard me." So my friend Len, childhood friend, goes up, this little like 4 foot tall kid, puts his hand up, and suddenly Larry hits like 10 shots in a row, and we're just wowed by it. And
Well,
so,
that makes sense because
um,
you're not, I think it's because you're not thinking so much. You're just doing it. Whether if you're
yeah, it
just
was a good performance
thinking
trick
more. So
to bring him in. But that to me was like so fun and so exciting. I think you absorb in your early teen years. Those are the ones that most cause you to feel nerve-wracked for the rest of your life. So that was always a love for from Boston for Larry Bird.
Good choices. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course, of course.